greatest gift that God gave me is my voice. It took me 33 years to realize that I can use it. I was raised in a beautiful, warm, loving family, home environment. Very balanced, healthy, just a great, great family where I felt confident, comfortable, and proud. And I was happy. I loved, who I was. I was also a really good public speaker. I was part of the school debate team. And I loved to speak and I loved to be in the limelight. And so I was chosen to represent my school in an inter-school speaking competition against the top schools in Sydney, non-Jewish schools, for high school students. In Australia, high school is 7th through 12th grade. I don't remember exactly, but I was in either 7th or 8th grade, so we'll say I was in 7th grade, I was 12 or 13 years old. And I was so excited, I'm so proud, my school chose me, I'm the public speaker, and I'm going to this inter-school competition. So drive there with my teacher in the car, we go to this fancy, beautiful, college-looking, sort of prep school, Catholic school with rolling green hills and grandiose big buildings overlooking, the glistening Sydney Harbour. And we walk into this room, the teacher escorts me, and there's a good 100 people in the room. The posh faculty, the teachers, and all the school representatives, all the top speakers from all the schools around Sydney representing their school, plus the audience. On my way there, I'm like excited, like I said, yeah, I said that already, okay, good. So I look around, and I am by far the youngest speaker there. Because obviously they're going to choose their best students, so the 10th graders, 11th graders, 12th grader students were speaking. They're all taller than me, they're definitely smarter than me. They are going to kill this, and I was in a state of panic. Me in my rosy cheeks and my frizzy little ponytail and Jewish school-looking uniform next to their, very fancy uniforms. I really felt like this fear within me and this panic of oh my God, I have to speak. I have I can't back out. So there was two parts of the competition. The first part is a prepared speech, which I came with my prepared speech, which I for sure wrote the night before with my parents. And I said, add this in, add that in, and and the second part is an impromptu speech. Okay, so the first part, I had no choice but to read the words, and that was fine because I was hiding behind the paper, and I had it in front of me, and I had to do what I had to do. The second round comes, and the teacher who's in charge, leads us all up the stairs. Okay, all the students, let's go. Leads us up the stairs to this small, narrow hallway. Up we go, and we wait single file, one by one, in line, to receive this little slip of paper that has a topic on it. So it's my turn to go in, and I'm out of panic, but I didn't really know what was about to hit me. I go into this small little room, there's no windows, there's just a desk, a pen and a paper, and a little paper, and I read it, and I have absolutely no idea what it means. No idea. And there was one word that I understood was medicine, but I'm not even going to say the topic because, I have no idea what it means. I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. The panic, there were these words, flustered around my head, and I couldn't come up with one single thought. Not one thought. Okay, 5 minutes go by. Chaya, it's your turn, you're next. Okay, so this 7th grader student comes down the stairs, and I come into this big room, much bigger than this, and all the stiff Australians are excited. She's next in line. What's she going to say? How's she going to represent? Is she the ladies' college? And as I'm standing there in front of the audience, I remember thinking, I remember hearing in the line, we're making small talk as we go up the stairs with the other students, And one of them said, oh, just start with a story, share something, go through the topic, and then we'll get you into it. So I start like this. When I was a little girl, I went to the doctor. They're like the bubbles of tears are rising through my throat, up to my eyes, and I was so embarrassed, so ashamed. Like I didn't know. She's laughing. It was and the tears just I burst out crying, and I ran off the stage. And then I was stuck for the next 2 hours, sitting in the audience, sitting, the front rows with all the students, and the voices inside my head were like, I cannot believe you didn't know. Because then I listened to what everyone said, I'm like, oh, that's what it meant, or as if I'm supposed to know that. I'm only in 7th grade, and like, they're so much smarter than me, and I couldn't come up with one sentence of how to share, or how to like prove myself, or how to whatever. And I sat there sobbing for a while. Yeah, with those voices in my head. Anyways, I was definitely shaped by this experience, even though at the time I didn't realize it. Those feelings of self-doubt, the voices in my head, those thoughts of like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, I don't have that opinion, and hold on, I need to read this. This is hard. Those voices kept reappearing over and over in so many moments, and I struggled to reconcile these thoughts because I perceived myself to be somebody confident and vulnerable and outgoing and authentic, and I'm able to expose myself in the best possible way, but somehow my outside didn't match with my insides. We'd be interviewed the last few years, by Vogue, or we'd be doing a live video at the New York Post, or another story, anything it could be, and like that fear would rise up in me again. My outside would be like, I got this, we can do this, I'm so proud of myself, look at what we're doing. But the inside fear of like, I don't know what to say. And what am I going to say when they ask me this question? And Simi can attest to the fact that I go blank all the time, but luckily she's by my side. She's my saving grace. And she's definitely a force to be reckoned with. So if they ask her a question and she's right out there, it gets to a point of like, okay, I think they got the point. I regained my courage at some point. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm saying. Like I know the answer, but it is not there. Not there at all. So where do I find myself today with this inner struggle? To launch tonight's event, we began a campaign on our Instagram page, which was titled, I Feel Powerful When. We asked our community to share their stories, and what happened was incredible. Hundreds of women shared their inner, vulnerable, and real moments of what made them feel powerful. I totally didn't expect it. It was the night before the event. I'm like, okay, let's do it, great idea. I didn't expect the vulnerability and the power to come out of this campaign. One woman shared, and I will read. I feel powerful when I leave my third 12-hour shift in a row from our oncology ward, where the only bit of makeup has been cried or sweat off, just my scrubs, and I look down to my dry, cracked hands, which have been washed 4,900 times just tonight. I have never felt more powerful.
Wow.
Another wrote, I feel powerful when I am with someone who I feel comfortable to lose my power with, being safe to be vulnerable and transparent. A glass vase on careful hands is more valuable than a wooden box in a careless one. Tonight, I feel powerful. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Because I can finally say, in such a public way, can't read the word, that I am sharing a part of me that was hurt. But not only that, it held me back from trusting and believing in my own inner voice, that it's real and it's good enough, and that I can make an impact. Tonight I feel powerful because I am standing here speaking to all of you. I have been lucky enough, very grateful to be put in this role, to be able to share myself and impact the world around me. I've been a part of a community, the Frock, where we are women, people who are able to share and be vulnerable with each other. I can share my voice, I can hear others' voices, I can give, we receive, and every one of us is inherently powerful. Tonight, I am reclaiming my voice. My gift, and I hope you will too. I invite you to find the things that make you feel powerful and to share that with the world. Completely real and utterly honest, which fuels me to do better and to be better. And love you, and I look up to you, and I'm very grateful to be in this with you. I would like to thank Chaya, who pushed us and believed in us and pushed Simi nights after nights after nights of her anxiety. Are we going to get through this? Chaya, can we do this? He believed in us. He believed in this business sometimes much more than we did. And without that, we wouldn't have continued. We wouldn't be here because he instilled that in us. And so we are going to continue. This is in no order in particular at all, but Sharon, thank you for being here every morning at 8:30. I'm complaining that I get here at 10:30. Thank you for being so devoted and our backbone, and for pushing us to stop procrastinating, and most importantly, for bringing humor and lightheartedness every day. Cheers to my little sister. My doll. Like, I was 8 years old when she was born, and she was like my doll. Like, I played with her, dressed up with her, and she kind of did everything that I wanted her to do. And she still is that for me and Simi. She will do everything and anything for us. And I don't mean that in I just mean that in such a way that we're so grateful for you, and we love you. Mom and Dad, thank you. This is a short one. Thank you for always. Thank you for putting us first, always, no matter what. And that's hard. I fly across the world a couple times a year, which is insane, but we could never thank you enough. And finally, for Moshe, for giving me the courage and pushing me to share this tonight.
Yes.
I love you.
Amazing.